Hi everyone. Uh, I hope you are well. Let me talk about object storage. Uh, Cloud infrastructure offers an object storage service which allows storing files as object, which is highly secure, scalable, and durable. If I say it supports several use cases. You can consider like in log analytics. Or to use for data lakes or data migration, backup, even for disaster recovery. So when I'm talking about this one, that most of the features are same when you go with like big four cloud providers or cloud object storage environment. Only thing you need to note that each time that all the cloud consoles it's changing, so you may get the option maybe little different or different places. What is actually object storage? Think before cloud, what we used to do, like use external hard drive to keep objects, you know, but whenever we need, we just plug in with the computer and get access for those objects. Now with cloud, because this is whenever you have internet access, you can connect to the cloud and you can access your objects. So normally, if you think that Google Drive that we are using, that's a cloud object storage. So in cloud, because we are connecting to our service, wherever cloud provider is. So inside the cloud provider, they give this option. So where we can put objects, different types of objects. When I'm talking about, that can be PDF file, that can be text file, that can be spreadsheet, that can be image, whatever you want. It just kind of flat format, you can keep files there. Yeah. And you can access that files. So let me go through that for all four major cloud vendors, if I say, which is AWS, Azure, GCP, and Oracle, OCI. So here first I'm going through AWS. So here you see that I'm connecting to their console. Now you can see S3 here. You can search from here S3. Otherwise you can go services, and from services you can find that one. So easy option is, if you don't see your console, you can just search here S3. So you will see that, get that option. So click that one. So what is S3? So S3 is a simple storage service. So other thing to be noted, that storage, simple storage service is object storage for AWS cloud. So here, the very first thing is that it's a bucket. So what is bucket? As you know that bucket holds something. So bucket is a container for object storage in Amazon. That I say Amazon S3. This is the which hold all those information. Now here you can give a name like Bakery 01. So you give a name. You can select, though that this is global, so that is global. You can select your region, which region you want. Then you give the ownership. So you see the default is SAO disable. So it's mainly for access control list, so where you can provide access. So this is disabled here. And if you come down, you see that also all public access are by default disabled. Then you see that there is a versioning. Then encryption, what you want, and that encryption by using Amazon owned, or you want to give your custom key, you can also give that custom key. And there is a packet key also. If I click on advanced settings, you can see that object lock is there. These are different options. So because I'm trying to give you kind of top level view, so I'm not going in details, because if you get the basics understanding, then you can go through, with the documents and get more understanding, so that I can make this video shorter. So click on create bucket. So when you create a bucket, now look, if I click that one, from this page you cannot see anything here. So now getting into the bucket, then I am going to upload a object. So let me upload the object. So here I am going to upload an image. So I have uploaded an image here. Click on upload. Now the upload has been completed. Destination is this bucket, and if I go, that the files I can see, you can see the configuration here. It will give you all the information. What then, now if I click the objects, we'll get that object details. From object URL, if I go there, that is not accessible. So what I can do, that because I did not give any permission. So there is a permission. You can go from here. Otherwise, you can go back. Like, let me first go to show you how to do that. Properties. So first permission. So let me go to the permission section. Is that it's a block public access. So what I can do, is edit and disable that one. Save changes. So just confirm. So you see that block all public access is off. Now if I go there, still I cannot see that now. So what the reason? The reason is that policy. So I need to give a policy to, and plus other thing is like there is an option for ACL, that access control list. So I have to give all this permission. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give an access policy so that we can use that one or access that bucket. So I'm going to make it publicly available for now. So edit and the policy. I'll add this policy to my down below link, and you can get that from also if you search to make it public, you can get that information also. So I got the ARN from there and just paste it here. Then after that, save changes. So when that is done, you see that that is publicly accessible now. Normally, that if you don't want the bucket to be publicly accessible, you can set up a rule. You can create, I am user, and let's set up a group and then put in, all this policy under that group. Then assign that group to the users you want to give access to, to a specific buckets. So I'm not going through IAM in this section. So try to make in general, first going through basic, like what is default, then I'll change so that you can get an understanding how actually changing all those properties or features here. So now if I go here and refresh the page, you can see that is accessible now. So now I go back to bucket here. So this is now public. What will I do after that? So here, then I'm going to versioning. So Versioning is very important. Like uh, if you think that when you're working, someone can change something or someone can delete that one. So what it does when we enable versioning in a bucket, so that we can, system can retain older version of objects. Uh, and then it's coming, if you retain for a long time, what gonna happen? So there is a policy rule or life cycle policy rule. I'll go that later on. So let me first go with versioning. So you see at this stage, versioning is not available. How do you know? If I go there, you see that there is no version options. So now let me edit. So enable version. So you will get a message that in a lifecycle rules to manage previous version and objects. So save changes. But you see here, bucket versioning has got two options: enable and suspend. There is no disabled. It was disabled before. Now I am enabling, and after enable, only option is suspend. So click on save changes. So you see that bucket versioning is now enabled. So what it does, like if I go to the objects, and this is, if you know that this image is now, think that this is the image bucket has got right now, Tasmania 02. Now I'm going to upload another image, Tasmania 02, the same name. So let's see what's going to happen. So going to bucket, this is my bucket, going to upload image, different image with the same name. So good. Good. So now, if I go to Tasmania 02, you see previous one was this lookout. Now, if I go to this image, current one, and you see that this is Tasmania 02, so this image has been changed. Now, if I go there and see the version, you see that you can see multiple versions here, but current version is this one. So you can see the older versioning. So now close this too. Next, we are going to versioning text default encryption. So if you'd like to use encryption, you can use that one. So I'm just using, AWS own encryption, so I'm not going through that one for now. Maybe in future when I'll talk about security, I can give details that time. For now, I can ignoring that. Permission section, we have done this policy. Other option, as I mentioned, that option is there. You can use access control list to give permission. Now let's go to management. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a lifecycle rule. So what is lifecycle rule? Lifecycle rule is like you want to keep some objects for a certain number of days, or you want, there are different storage layer, and you want to change that, you are not frequently access data, so you want to move them to different layer to reduce the cost. In that case, you can use that life cycle rule to minimize the cost. Okay, before going to life cycle, let me go through with other option. First, that access tier. So if I go to select these objects, let's click on the object level, and under action, okay, let me select the object, and here you will see that edit storage class. Now it's coming, what is storage class? So storage class actually provide different options for based on like data accessing if like accessing frequently. So it has got like normal standard, but there is other one like intelligent tiering that it will be set up automatically. Then there is infrequent access. So when see that minimum storage window, so you can see the numbers and you can see the storage class. So you can modify this on like which class you want. Do you want that it will be frequently accessed, or you think that no, it will be in this object will be accessed maybe few times. It's like 30 days maybe once, 90 days maybe so based on your time you can select the storage class. So storage class information is there, like if I want to put into different one, so you can go to into standard infrequent access and then set changes. So if you see there, this data is going to different layer. And from configuration, you can see that one. But I'm going back to normal standard one. And so close here, then select the object, action, then edit storage class. So I'm going back to standard and then save changes. So in general, you will heard that hot, cool, and archive, but in between that, different cloud provider has broken down, some other options. So what is hot? Hot means you are frequently accessing objects from the storage. Cool, it's kind of when you're using some objects infrequently, maybe once in a month. And archive tier is mainly it can like maybe you are using once in 90 days in general. So uh, you can put into that archive tier, then it will consume less storage. The benefit is there, but if you want to access that one, it can take time to get into hot tier. So you need to know that one. So let me close here. So we have gone through access tier. So now let me go through lifecycle rule. So now it's coming like it in standard tier, and you want to put into that some job so that you can keep your save some money with budget. So I am putting like uh, object keep policy one, apply all objects in the bucket, and you need to acknowledge that one, acknowledging, and then there is the option. You see that lifecycle rule, how you want to apply. So move parent version objects between storage class that I showed you before. So now from here, you're saying after certain days, you want to keep there into infrequent access transition. So then you can add another one, like I want the intelligent tiering. If that is 90 days, there may be some time limit. Then transition another June, or I want deep archive. So I can put that 350 days, and then you need to acknowledge that one, and you can see graphically here like what is happening, and you can create a rule. So rule is in place. You can see the rule here. If you click there, you can get the rule information. Another feature is if I go back here and select that one, that is replication rule. So for the replication rule, let me create bucket into separate region so that we can replicate data from one region to another region. So create a bucket. So I just give replicate 01. Okay, first let me show you one thing. So my bucket name is this one. If I go here, give the bucket name. So if I just select on the default, I put the same name, create bucket. So bucket with the same name ones already exist. Now, if I go the different region, US East 1, now I'm giving US East 2, bucket. So this is not allowed. So even you changing the region, bucket name is globally unique. Why I'm showing you, some cloud service provider give you option that you can put the same name if that is in different region. So now I'm changing to this is the application bucket, so change that one. Shape, I'm just straight enabling versioning because to set up replication or replicate the policy, we need to enable versioning. So I'm selecting here encryption key with AWS managed is fine. Then bucket. So I have created a bucket into different region. So mainly here for set up a replication so that it can copies images, documents or any files from US East 1 to US East 2. The benefit is if something happened here, think that as an example, you set up a static website to object storage. If something happened to your US East 1 region, you can get back that easily, to connect to that static website by going through US East 2. So let me go back here. So I'm going to create replication rule. Now replication rule name, I can give any name. Rule 01, status enable, source bucket. We know that this is my source bucket. Now I want to apply for all the objects. Then specify a bucket in another account. So switch a bucket because this is my account. You can also select from other account. So I'm going to select browse and this is one. Let me refresh the page. Yes, here is. So I select that one and choose path. So I pass the bucket name, and there is you need one IAM role so that as I mentioned, IAM I will talk little later. So it's kind of just giving access. Little later means in other videos. So you just create a role while you assign S3 admin as an example. So I give S3 as admin role, but as a information I can show you to get an idea. It's not hard, you just create a role there and assign the policies. Let's show you. And go to roles. Role is S3 admin. And if you see the permission it has got, what the permission like policies I have given, full access to make it simple. So this is the way. So I have set that on. I have given the role name, which has got this permission level. All others for now I am fine. And then click on save. So there is the option that you want to replicate current object which has got into other side, or you want if you modify then it will come. So let me just default is no. So what will happen, it will not get any data. Then when I will change into primary side, it will get the data. So consider the default. I want to like not the previous one, just from now it will replicate. So click on submit. So now get on to I close the IAM console, get into second bucket. I'll not see here anything, that is good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to update, that you will see that it will change. So I'm going to replace or update a new objects there. So let me up new object. That object I will see into other side. So make upload, add files, into upload. So it has been uploaded. Okay, let me go here. So I see that object is not replicating. Maybe, let me check what I have done. So permission. Okay. So because other one is public, here is block public access. So let me make it available. So block all public access. Confirm and give a public read access. So for that, I'm going to edit the policy. This is on the replication side. Bucket ARN. I think that is it. So policy is accessible now. So if I go to that bucket, let me go to the source side, type upload a small file now. So upload one file, click upload. So we have uploaded this file. Now going to the application side and refresh this one. So it may take little time. So here we can see that file is replicated to other side. So now other thing I was saying, put a note that if I go to the source side, properties, here it has got intelligent tiering, like that we manually configured lifecycle policy. You can set that up, you do not need to do that also. If we enable this one, then it will follow the lifecycle rule, that is tiering rule from here. So that is actually much easier. If you'd like to test that one, you can go through that one. The thing, what other options there? I have done that one. Properties. So in future, I will do for all for public cloud. I will create a video how you can use static website hosting on object storage. So I think that is done with object storage for AWS top level one. So now we will go through on like similar thing on Azure cloud. So let me connect to the Azure cloud. Here I am connected to Azure cloud. So what we need on Azure cloud for like the object storage that we did on AWS cloud, for the similar thing, first here we need a storage account. So click on storage account. You can get it from here or you can search here. So let me click on storage account. So create a storage account, give some name. This is good. I created test01, then storage account name. So I put the storage account here one, TUS. and there is a performance option. Standard, premium, uh, then there is a redundancy option. For this, this is top level information, so I don't want to go to in details, but there is options, based on your requirements, and then you can select. For me, I can select geo redundant storage or locally redundant storage is fine for me. Then next, advanced tab. Here I am fine with the default setup. Now here you see that access tier that we selected, from also the similar thing. Access tier is here. I'm not talking about Azure files here. So you can go hot and cool. Next, networking. This is fine. Data protection. You can do soft delete. You can put all those data there. So for now, I am considering or accepting all the default values. Encryption key is Microsoft managed. There you saw that on the same like AWS manager custom managed. Here is Microsoft managed and custom managed key. Then tag, you can add some tag, which is good, but for now I'm not going through that one. So click on preview and then click on create. So deployment in progress now. Let me pause for a few seconds. Deployment succeeded, so click on go to resource. If you go down, you can see that BLOB services here. So now what we need to do, we need to create a container. So that we created bucket. Here we are going to create a container here. So click a plus container and give a name. So I can put like test bucket 001. And if you see here like access level, you can see that there are three options like private, BLOB, and container. So private ensures that no anonymous access to the container and BLOBs. And BLOBs allows like anonymous public read access for BLOBs only. And container, it's allow anonymous public read and list access for the entire container including Bob. So default is private. I just select that one. Down below you will see that there is a different advanced option. So I'm just taking all the default for now. Click on create. So I have created a container. So now get into the container and upload the object. So I'm going to upload the objects like same file we did this before. We can do that one. And you can upload. So successfully uploaded. Close. Close. So now if you go to the objects and you see that URL there, you can copy to keyboard, and if you check the objects, we'll get a message that this is not accessible. So now we go back again and go to the container. This is the bucket, and if we go to the objects, here you can change all those properties that like generate token. So and like this shared access signature, this is you can put create a signature and pass it to someone within a time range. So generate such token anywhere else. So this is kind of secret way not to give everyone, just give this URL and someone can access that one. So if I go there now, so you can see you can do that one and put a time range. So that is shared access sharing. But let me go back. But that's not for public, that's just to a specific one. Let me go back to container. Now from the container level, I can go too far here. And you see that change access level. So if I go change access level, let me go there now below that someone can access this one, or container level read access for containers and belobs. So it is now anonymous can check that one. So if I click on OK, for this video purpose, I'm just making public. So now if I refresh this page, I should see that one. So that is now publicly available. So now what I'm going to do, that versioning enable here, that is shown here. So storage account, then if you go down under data management section, you see that I'm on storage account, and there is a data management section. There should be here, and then data protection. If I go to data protection, then you see that the different options is here, and under tracking section you see that versioning. So you can select that versioning option and click save. So now if you go back to, need to click on this one, so duplicate tab, so it will be much easier to go or see. So now if you go to container, and this is the container, and if you check these objects, and live information here, versions. So no previous version is found, but it's enabled now. So you can show deleted versions from here. So now go back here. Container, listen to the Tasmania 02. You saw that image. Now I'm going to change a different image there. So let me upload another photo. So you can upload those files. So it has got, you see the Tasmania 02A. Now I'm going to upload the same name with different file. So because it's the same image already exists, so I'm getting an option that override the files already exist in that one, and click upload. So successfully uploaded. Now close. If I go there and get the URL, that's the new image. Now if I go back, so it's a new image, you can see that one here. Now what will I do? If I delete this one, before delete, let me add another file. So now delete one image. So delete, you see that BLOB snapshot. Successfully deleted. Now I refresh and select this one so that you can see that which has been deleted, and you can see which is previous version or current version. So here we have done that versioning. Now we'll do the like life cycle, as we mentioned in your previous section, like with AWS. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to storage account, storage account, click on the storage account that you are working. Then you need to go to under storage account, and there is a data management section. Here you see that lifecycle management. Click on lifecycle management, and here you can set up a rule. So click on set up a rule, add a rule. So give a rule name. So I can just give that say test 01. Apply rule to all BLOBs. Which type? Then then click next. And now you're giving the rule like how many days, where it will go. So if base BLOBs were last modified, I put 30 days. Then what it will do, I need to select from here. So move to cool storage. Then you can add another condition. Okay, if so, first that condition, second is coming. Okay, if that 90 days below, then move to archive storage. Then add condition, then we are saying, okay, if modified is more than 365 days, then delete that one. After that, click on add. So now you see that the lifecycle management rule is in place, and that is already enabled. You can get also code view like JSON format or list view. You can click on there to get, if you would like to update that one, you can just go there and click update the rule. Now let me go through other thing here. This is my container, and if you'd like to get more information like for this particular objects, you can go here and view version as an example. But if you go to container level, you can get more info like SAS token here, access policy, or if you'd like to change the access level, which level access you want to grant, or you want to put into right now, if that is hot tier, you want to change there, so you can put that in access policy. You can add a policy here. I'm not going that for now, so cancel that one. So what I'm going to do, let me go through container and container, change access level. No, I don't want this one. Container properties, you can see container properties from here. That is other option. You can go back. Now if you'd like to take a snapshot of this object, select or click that one, and from 3 dot or ellipsis button, you can create snapshot. So successfully created a snapshot. You can get that information by going through this image, and there is a snapshot. You can see that snapshot has been taken. So if you'd like to that put it back, you can promote that one to make it available. Like if that is old snap, like you change with a new image, if you want, you can get it back. And right now this is access tier is hot. If you want to tier, you can do it from this console also. Just change that to into hot, cool, or whatever you want. Just remember that if you move to archive, you can save storage, but there can be a large chunks of data. You want to save money, you can change that to archive tier. But the thing is, whenever you need, you can move that back to hot tier, but it may take little time. So based on different cloud service provider, it can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Normally they say 1 hour to 24 hours, that I remember. So click cancel. So now we will do object replication across, from one region to another region. So for that, what I have to do, this is storage account on ESTS. Let me create a different storage account into other location. Mm, good. So if I try to create the same one, MDSA01, AMIPYSA01, storage account name is already taken. Now if I change that one, is ES2, storage account name is already taken. So you see that it's globally unique, so you cannot do that one. So I'm just giving a name 2, then this is fine. Considering on the default, networking default, because I'm going to set up replication to other region, I need to enable that versioning. So I enable that versioning instead. From here, encryption, I am fine with the AWS managed key. But yes, and as a customer, you can manage your own key by creating a key into that vault and enable that one. Yeah. Enable means you can reference that your key here. I'm not passing key for now, so click on review and create. It may take few seconds. So go to resource now, deployment succeeded. So I have created second object storage, and there let me create a container that we are going to replicate. This is replication side. So container, I put rep cnt01. I put container enable access, and then click on create. So that created. Now let me go back to source side, and if I go into data management, you see that object replication. So click on object replication and create a replication rule. So this is my subscription. So destination details. So 02 storage account and container PR details. So source container is test 01 and destination container is replication content 01. So only new objects. So click on create. But you can change that one if you want other, that in everything custom. So you have that option that within time range or what will be changed, it will do. So for me, I'm just putting only for new objects now, and click on create. So successfully enable object replication. Creating replication policy for the storage account, that has been done. So that may be old one. replication policy applied. So from here you can see that in destination account, source container, destination container, you can see the summary from here. So now let's go back to container level and upload the different objects. No, I'm not in container yet. So container. So here, then upload a simple file, simple text file. And upload. So that has been uploaded. Now if I go back to this side, this container, and refresh the page, still not coming. It may take a few seconds or a minute. So here is that the prediction is there. You see that contents. So if I click here, so just bucket replication. So far we have seen like if I say like object storage for AWS and Azure. Next I will go through Google Cloud. So let me pause here and connect with the Google Cloud. So here I am connected to Google Cloud with my account. So from here, you go to Cloud Storage and you see that buckets. So click on buckets, then click on create. So where is the name of your bucket? So I give that BKT01. Then you see there is a label option. You can put the label option, but this bucket name is already taken. So I put BKT03. Then click on continue. Then here you see the option like location tab. You can select on multi-region within United States, within Europe, or within Asia Pacific. Then there is a dual region. So this is mainly for high availability and low latency across two regions. So location you can select here, like in America, you select one region like US Central and US East 1. So you can select, you see the two regions. Then there is the option of region. So you can select just lowest latency in a single region. So you can select that one. So I'm just selecting default multi-region one, multi-region for now. Then click on continue. Now here you see that choose where to store data, like where you want to store your data. So there is an option like in auto class. If you select auto class, then it's coming, system will pick up automatically. And there is a default class. The default is default. So there are like, that we went through like hot, cold, or archive. And for Azure, for AWS, we put in infrequent access. Then there's a glacier different level. So similar thing here, they just put into like a short term, you put into standard, nearline for backup and data access. So which type of file is that one? You can select that one. Cold line for DR or data access, and there is an archive is for you preservative your data less than once a year. So for now, I'm just taking default, which is standard. Click on continue. Now, next coming how to control access to the object. You see that we saw that ACL to other cloud providers. Similar here, you can make it uniform, that giving some permissions, like we give for other cloud providers. Similar thing here. Otherwise, you can also check like fine grained. So it will, more into user level. You can give that permission. Anyway, I'm selecting default here, uniform. Click on continue. Now it's coming like how to protect object data. So as you know that there is option like you see that there is a versioning that enable. This is mainly for protecting data. So you can select or you can enable that versioning, or other thing here is that the retention policy. So retention policy is mainly that how much time or how many days you'd like to keep this data. So it's a retention period mainly, that is for that bucket, that within that time frame it cannot be deleted or something. So for now, I'm just accepting default one, and next there you see data encryption, then Google managed key or customer managed key that we saw for other cloud provider also. That you can you let it cloud provider managed, or you can manage. You can create a key and then define that one. So I'm taking default one and click on create. So now it's coming that that enforce some public access. So by default, all so far we see on the clouds is disabling that public access. So same here. So click on confirm. So you see that bucket has been created. Here you see that bucket name, and we are going to upload a file. So let me upload a file here. So upload is started. Once successfully uploaded, so you see that that file has been uploaded. So click that file, and you can see that there is an authenticated URL that we can use. So if we select that, because this is authenticated, we can just type that there, and we can see the image. So that is by that URL. Now, if you go back, you see the version history. So you cannot see just only one. Now let's go back to bucket. And here you see the protection options. So from protection, we can see the version like we saw for other clouds. So this is best for data recovery, because if someone deletes something, you can get recovered based on your lifecycle policy rule. So object version is off, click that one. So save on version cost by adding lifecycle rule, that lifecycle rule which is currently putting into different storage layer. If I say for now just going with only versioning, so click on confirm. So now object versioning is on, so we can test that one. So confirm configuration, you can get an information in like you can see that object versioning is on. Now go back to the bucket details, to bucket, and delete data, nothing is there. Now let me upload another file. So we can upload another file here. Upload successfully uploaded. Now if we'd like to delete this, delete. Now you see that is deleted data, is showing that deleted data, so that is deleted. But actually if we don't enable, so that file is not there because we deleted. And from the deleted data, if you go here, you can that see the version history if you change or replace. So more information is there, and you can get back by download, copy, or move. If you want, you can get that one. Now go back here, container level. This is bucket level. So here, what I'm going to do is now edit access. So you see that cannot ACL is not enabled, so that way it's not there. Edit metadata version history. So now what we'll do, we'll try to that copy these to different class. So different storage class. So let me go back to bucket again and select that one. This is storage class is standard, so I'm going to change the storage class for now. So if you see here, edit option is not here. Edit access, no, not that one. So configuration, permission for versioning, protection, versioning of default page life cycle. No, is that object level? Let me find that one. So go there. From here, edit access is there, which are not going to do that ACL level, bucket level. So let me go back to bucket, select bucket. From this option, you see here, edit default storage class. So default storage currently standard. So if I would like to change, like then I can put into near line, which is kind of cool, or infrequent access for AWS and cool for Azure. So you can change that one. So it is, you see, change that storage class. I'm going back to default one that I wanted. So edit default storage class, make it default for this video purpose. So I have done that one. So far we have changed the class. Now we saw how to change the class. Then we saw versioning. Let me go through with lifecycle rule. So bucket, and see that there is a lifecycle in place. So in lifecycle, we can create a rule. So add a rule, and stress class to code line, or archive, or delete objects. So stress class to code line, then continue. We can put based on what time. So we can just giving 30 days. So it will change that and then continue. You can create. So you want another one. So add a rule, stress class to archive, continue, just give based on 90 days. So create. We can see two rules. We can add another rules, like stress class to delete objects. So continue is no. You can see, you can give other options like based on class message or creation dates. You can select the date you want. So for now, I'm just making that simple for learning purpose. So I put that 365. Great. So we have set 3 rules here. So this is lifecycle rule. Now one thing left, that is to replication to other bucket, if I say. So for the replication rule, let me create another bucket. Let's go there, create a bucket, just give a name, rep 03, continue. So that was US. So I select into that Asia this time, and then continue. All default. I'm taking default values here. Access control uniform. Then encryption is none. No, that is protect object data protection to none. Data encryption is in Google managed. Click on create, and by default is there, so I'm fine with that. So my replication bucket is created into other side. Let me duplicate a tab. So from my bucket source side, bucket. So you see that one is US standard, which is my source bucket here, and other one is I'm going to use destination is rep amity 03, which is destination bucket. So let me go through that source bucket or primary bucket. Then I'm going to put a rule. Let me select first. This is that copy option. You can copy, move, or rename. So if I do rename, let's see what is coming here. I can just give est or bj01 rename. So it's renamed. Now I would like to copy that to other bucket. So I click on copy. Now source is that one. Destination is I need to select. So browse and create another bucket. You can see it's already there. So this is the one, and file name will be what? So copy of or something. So I put the same name, select, saying destination cannot be the same as the source. So name should be different. Oh no, sorry, I'm on different bucket. Cancel. And yes, this is my source bucket, so that's fine. Let me refresh the page. Select copy, then browse my destination bucket. So this one, replication amity 03, no object found, file name to the replication side, select, and then copy. So copy the object to the other side. So you can click go to the object. You can see the object details down below, but let me go to the replication side and refresh the page. So far it's not here. To refresh the page, and that object is on replication side. So there are other features that you can go through, and there is, I see that monitoring. So for monitoring, you can see object stress level or bucket level. Key images like read, list, get, or write count. So far, I have gone through with or showed you that AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Now let me go through with Oracle Cloud, which is OCI. So I'm pausing here. I'm back after connecting to OCI Cloud. Here I have connected to OCI, and from your hamburger menu, you just click on storage and object storage. Under there, click on bucket. So create a bucket, but always, you need to list region. I can go through most of the things that I did with other cloud, except I cannot set up replication. And for that, I will put another video link, and keep the timing where I, showed like how you can do versioning for OCI Cloud. If I say OCI Cloud Object Storage. So because why I cannot do that one, you see that this is home region and I don't have option for that other regions. So I cannot do that one. That is not enabled here. Because it's not enabled here means because it's that free account. Yes, Google I use free account, Azure I use free account, but I like got option to select in other region and do that one, but that option is disabled here and I cannot subscribe because unless I make it paid account, I'm unable to do that one. So I'll put a reference so that you can check that one. So let me get back here. So create a bucket. So give a name, just bucket 01, and then you see the default storage standard archive. You can enable all those peering, versioning, or events encryption as usual. That Oracle managed, like the other cloud vendors, same like they managed, or you can use your keys and pass a tag. You can create. So when bucket is created, you click on bucket. Then first upload objects. So go down below, upload objects. Let me, object name is this Tasmania, beautiful. And here you can select which tier you want. For now I'm taking default and select the files. So this one. So optional resources that you want. For now I'm finding the default one. And then close. So if you see here, you can just, here you see that you can download, copy, or update storage tier, create pre-authenticated request, so which will give you a link. So like a bucket or object label or object with prefix, the different option. This is the object name, and this is the time window that what you can do, or what the permission you're giving to end user, or whom you passing this one. So create a pre-authenticated request, so it will give you a link and it will not show you again, so you can just copy that one, but definitely you can create that again, pre-authenticated request. So here, so you can access that file by creating pre-authenticated request. So let me close this one here. Now if you look here, you see that visibility is private and encryption key is defined, Oracle managed key, tiering is disabled, and versioning is disabled. So as usual, so we can just enable the versioning, so which will allow us to see what has been changed, like that object level. You can see the deleted version if we delete that one. So yeah, like if we test me 01, I'm just giving some name randomly. It's file, open and upload, close. So nothing there because we didn't delete. We can delete, we can move back. So let me delete this, delete. So you can read that one, you can see that information here. And if you'd like to similar for for all other clouds vendor, you can view object details. Okay, more action, can refresh, restore. So if you delete something, you can restore. What other things I would like to show you? Edit visibility. So that is, you see that it's a private. You can make that public. It's a message. So set changes. So in that case, I do not need that. Let me go to that objects, view object details. So I can just copy paste this URL so I can see that one. Cancel. And tiering, now it's coming, that tiering is disabled. So auto tiering, you can enable that auto tiering, so it will put into defined storage layer like infrequent access, or standard tier. So you can see that one after 31 days in access, or if you don't access, it will go into infrequent access tier. So I'm not going to do that one. So cancel. Now what I'm going to do, go to here, update storage tray. So it's standard. You can just change into manually from here. Like if you want infrequent access, you can set that one. But I'm going to put it back. Standard. The thing. So I showed you versioning, changing to different tier. Then one thing is there, lifecycle rule. So let me set up lifecycle rule. So create a rule. You can give a rule. Test lifecycle rule 01. Few option is there. So first move to infrequent after 30 days. Create. So it's just that with free account, that the limitation. So as I mentioned, there is another video. I will put that link into description so that you can see there. So I think that's all on if I say like object storage level. So I give you an top level, if I say that, or a high level overview how you can use object storage into container or bucket level for top cloud vendors, so which are AWS, Azure, GCP, and OCI. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.